Yeah, hi there. Well, we're at Ronny's place again. I think it's been a while since we've been here. On the other hand, well, you know, I don't know, already some kind of tradition being here, at least once a year, sometimes 2 times a year. Always depends on how many special editions coming up, and if there's something to show. So, yeah, since autumn really hit us hard last day. So, and you can already see that winter is near, or is knocking at the door. So, and that means winter comes with Christmas. So we want to look out for winter tobaccos, Christmas tobaccos, so everything that we call some kind of season stuff or whatever. So let's see what we can find out about that. I don't want to do too much jeopardy in front of that. Just go for the tobacco. So because there's a lot of stuff here, so we try not we try to focus on that, not to get too much interrupted. But there are customers here, of course. We can't. So maybe I have to cut, but I just try to keep going on that. So alright, so I have gathered up 7 tobaccos here for this time, winter tobacco. And yeah, let's just hit the tobacco, should we? Number one, I have a winter tobacco 2019 Kohlhase limited edition. And this one is the Circus. Welcome to the Circus, where you see that it just show you the cartonnage. So you see the tin is quite the same, just then all over the place. So you know, I already had the same phenomenon last year. So all those Kohlhase productions, what they do is they do beautiful tin art, and because of the laws and the whatever they have to put on the tins, so they hide that the other way around. They put it on the wrapper. When you just put the wrapper up or just take it away, you have a beautiful tin art without any warning. You can use the tin after that for, I don't know, for cookies, for Christmas stuff, or whatever you like. So that could be a good thing. And that's for most of the tins. Not all the tins. I show you that. So this one is Kohlhase and Kopp limited edition, 2020. They call it limited edition 2020. Welcome to the Circus. First of all, probably you remember that Kohlhase during the last few years had these special editions about different regions. So I remember there was Africa, there was Asia, I think there was Europe. So I was really expecting well, they're gonna go for, let's say, America now, or I don't know, Australia. So perhaps Australia, I don't know, I don't want to offend anybody. Down under, I have good friends down under. So perhaps you could say, yeah, well, perhaps that's not enough for a whole edition, but well, America, the homeland of tobacco. Strange enough, but they don't continue with this region series, although they haven't been through the whole world. But I don't want to complain about that. Let's welcome to the Circus. And I don't know. I think they don't mean America about this. So that's let's come to the ingredients. Ingredients: Virginia, burley, and broken Virginia. let's take a look at the tobacco. So these tins are closed, can't open all the tins, but I smoked my way through all the tins. Or let's say the sample jars. So we have sample jars of all that stuff. To find the right one. That's not the right one. I guess it's this one. The Circus. Let's see. Welcome to the Circus. Yeah, that's. So there's just a very small amount left in the jar, but I think you get an idea when you see that. Should do the trick. So yeah, it's not so special. So, but broken Virginia, and it's not because it's just a few grams left here, but I didn't find any broken Virginia even when the jar was full. So I don't know. So maybe there's broken Virginia in that. For me, it was hard to find. All right, so that's the tobacco, but we all know we're talking winter tobacco and Christmas tobacco, then we're talking aroma mainly. And the aroma, so if you're wondering why, sometimes I just have to watch in my notes. It's not a Christmas story or some kind of, because you see I have to do all this notes on the backies and so on. All right, just in case you're wondering about that. So the flavor, they say that is salty caramel. I'm not too sure what could be salty about a tobacco. So how to detect salty caramel on a tobacco? Anyway, so they say salted caramel, citrus and honey. So tin note, if you get a tin note, so citrus fruit is in front, caramel slightly in the back. Well, we all know citrus fruit likes to be aggressive. So, all right. So the taste is caramel, and that's an interesting point. So tin note is mainly citrus, taste mainly caramel, slightly citrus and honey, but just if you look out for it. So you have to watch for that. It's a heavy aromatic. They say it's a 3 out of 5, but it's more. It's at least 4 out of 5 or more. So price is €24.30. €24.30, and that's the price here in Germany. And I think that's pretty within the range. You're gonna see that when it comes to the other tobaccos. That was a customer. All right. So you can see that when it comes to the tobaccos, and I think it's pretty much within the range. Or maybe it's related to that most of these tobaccos are done by Kohlhase. We're going to talk about that. So, all right, what's the conclusion when it comes to the Circus? It's fine tobacco for the season. It's not too chemical. It's not bitey. It's easy to handle. Behaves pretty well. So if you like caramel, you can give it a shot. There's no problem to it. So that's probably fine tobacco, but very seasonal stuff. All right, let's continue. Let's not forget we're on the clock here. All right, second tobacco. That would be Rattray's winter edition. We all know Rattray, that's some kind of home brand from Kohlhase, so all the things they like they do with Rattray. All right, show you the tin. That's what it looks like. So, Rattray's winter edition 2019. They say it's Black Cavendish, Virginia, Broken Flake and Birdie. Okay, who could wonder about that? The flavor is orange, cinnamon, nougat, and cardamom. So I have a simple jar here. Let me just see what it is. Oh, that's the Circus. You go away. And that's winter edition 2019. Yep. Yeah, take a look at that. So, but don't get too excited. So tin note, if you open that and you get a whiff of that, I was really excited about the cardamom. So, but when you open that, when you take the first whiff, chemical as it gets. So for me, always that's just for me. Don't sue me on that. Chemical as it gets, I think. So yeah, there's some kind of strange orange cardamom note in the front, and it nearly jumps your face, and it's some kind of aggressive even. So first light, if you light that up, you have the same experience again. Chemical as it gets. The orange note, and I think that's the main problem here. We've been talking, if you know the channel, you know I've been talking about orange notes a lot when it comes to those Christmas tobaccos and the season tobaccos, special edition tobaccos. Orange is pretty difficult to handle, I guess. So that's my experience on those last years trying those orange tobaccos. Yeah, anyway, and the orange note in this case, and that's always, if it's not really carefully done or it's not properly done perhaps, the orange note likes to break down under the first light. Always when it gets hot. So you have to try to get smooth on that. The orange note in this case can't handle the heat. You got very hard chemical notes than citrus notes. And after a while, when treated gently, so let's say after first 10-15% of the bowl, and you go very gently on that, you get a chance to realize to find orange notes in that. But as I said, you have to go careful on that then if you want to watch out for that. But the nougat component, that is still hard to find. Hi. Price is €24.50. 24 euros 50 cents. So, conclusion: if you really want to know, or if you perhaps you're really into those chemical notes and you just appreciate that, give it a go. Every other case, just think twice. Alright, we're gonna continue. So we have a lot of things on the list still. Number 3. So we still sticking with Kohlhase, and there's no coincidence in that. So I have another Kohlhase for you, and that will be this one, winter time. So as I said, tin art is like it's just that. So that's just the outer part, but the tin is like that without warning sticker and so on. Tin art, yeah, tin art. Kohlhase wintertime 2019. They say the best time of the year. That's a motto. They get. You see that on the back. See, yeah. So best time of the year. So Black Cavendish, Virginia, Burley, Broken Virginia. Haven't we heard that? So is there any coincidence? Perhaps this year. I'm not pretty sure. It seems that they had a lot of Broken Virginia in stock. I don't know why. Perhaps, I don't know, the foreign Broken Virginia isn't going that well. I'm not sure about that. Just put that aside. So the flavor. The flavor is Paradise Apple. Paradise Apple. I don't even know if that's a proper description or if that's a proper translation for that, what we call Paradiesapfel. So, what I think. So I don't know, I just googled that and they said that Paradise Apple. There's a good friend with me from the Whiskey Club here, and he knows a lot about English. So you think Paradise Apple would fit for Paradiesapfel? You think so? On the other hand, he's shaking his head. But well, you know, but he's camera shy, so he won't talk while I'm talking. So that's a good thing. And I see coffee machine is just broken, so that's another good thing. So we're not gonna be disturbed by that noise. All right, let's continue with that. Yeah, I already have. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna join the whiskey line." I said, "Yeah, I already have." Yeah, all right. So Paradise Apple, but that's not the only thing. So they also add Glühwein. So I don't know. Well, that's perhaps the most German winter tobacco I ever saw. So Glühwein. That would be something like malt wine. Yeah, again, he's shaking his head. Malt wine. Is there a translation for Glühwein? I'm not sure. Is there any translation needed at all? Or is Glühwein just known all over the world? I'm not pretty sure about that. Like Auto, or Kindergarten, or Blitzkrieg. Oh, we want to don't mention the war. All right. So anyway, there's kind of components you find in candies combined to a little fruity note that comes by the wine and by the apple. Let's just leave it there. So the tin note is sweet, fruity. What did I just say about the coffee machine? So the tin note is sweet, fruity, slightly apple. If you search for it, but you have to search for the apple. The apple doesn't come easily when it comes to this tin note. So what about the taste? So the taste, especially after the Rattray's winter edition, you can be surprised about the lack of chemical notes. So you really have a lack of chemical notes, so don't be disappointed by that. So it's a heavy aromatic, to be sure, with fruity components and apple in the back. That will be mostly it. So, but after a while, so in the last, let's say in the last half of the bowl, the apple is getting stronger. Doesn't really get in front, but it's getting stronger then. So, price is €24.30. I don't know. So most of these tobaccos, they have slightly differences in the price, but just about some cents. I don't know why. Perhaps they want to give us the illusion of I don't know, picking something. So 24.30, and the conclusion for me is it's a solid aromatic, nice room note. It's uncomplicated to handle, but at the same time, nothing really to write home about. So, all right, there we go. That was the Kohlhase family here, really. But we're gonna come back to Kohlhase. You can't avoid that these days when it comes to special editions and all these things, and we all know that's a good company. So we have the Larsen 2020. The Larsen 2020. Yeah, that's what they say. Edition 2020. So you see that? What do they say? It's a Virginia Black Cavendish from South America, Southeast Africa and Asia, and it's finished with whiskey. Finished with whiskey. That should be interesting for my friend here. So I just take the jar. I will. Well, you you see that? Well, seriously, that's the sample jar. Larsen is given to the reseller for samples. I'm not pretty sure how many pipes you can pack with that, but I don't know. Shouldn't be more than 3 or 4. So we know that tobacco is getting expensive, but really that expensive that a company can't afford to give a proper jar This jar is so small, can't even, I don't know, even the camera is bigger than that. So you see, anyway, we don't want to complain. So all right, I tell you what, I just hand that over to my friend from the whiskey club, and I'm gonna ask him which kind of whiskey he detects. So just tell me, what kind of whiskey do you detect? Is it a Scotch or is it a bourbon?
Ein sehr milder Scotch oder ein Bourbon.
All right. So.
Völlig falsch.
No. I just tell you what kind of whiskey I detect. I just detect the no whiskey of all whiskey. I just can't find any whiskey in that. I handed over to different guys. They also told me caramel.
Ja, genau. Also Karamell hätte ich gesagt.
Yeah.
Ich hätte gar nicht auf Whisky. Hättest du nichts gesagt, wenn ich auf Whisky
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I just forced him into the whiskey thing. So he's right. So there is no whiskey at all. So if you detect something like whiskey, I just can't. So I think there's 10 notes, sweet, creamy, slightly fruity, and it's pleasant. It's pleasant, but it's no whiskey. Cinnamon, perhaps, slightly vanilla, a hint of orange, perhaps, a good amount of raisins. So perhaps it's creamy, slightly fruity. Let's leave it there. But it's no whiskey at all. So what about the taste? So there are nearly no chemical notes, really no chemical notes, even on first light. Can't stand the heat, it is uncomplicated. It burns slowly down with a very nice, creamy, just slightly fruity aroma, without any whiskey aroma at all. Let's just say that. So very slightly sharp notes when it comes to the last third of the bowl, but this is still within tolerable limits, so that's all right. So the price. Yeah, well, we shouldn't be wondering, it's a Larsen edition, and the good news is it's less than 30 euros. So it's 27 euros 90 cents. So that's a lot, but yeah, conclusion, it's a solid aromatic, but pricey. Very typical Larsen product. So you can rely on that. It's really fine tobacco. And if you want to spend an extra dollar, an extra euro on that, you'll be fine with that, I think. It's a really solid aromatic. Well, it's a Larsen. So let's continue. Now we hit number 5, and that will be Peterson. So number 5 doesn't mean it's a kind of rank or something. So it's just number of just the order of appearance or something like that. So number 5, that will be Peterson Christmas 2019 limited edition. I have it here, and I was really excited about that. I was really, I thought, yeah, I just wanted to try that. So, because we all know, since Peterson changed from the McBaron group to Scandinavian Tobacco Group, yeah, we all expected that something's going to change and something like that. And it really, yeah, some things changed, so it was hard to get for quite a while. Not the special edition, also of course, but especially the normal Peterson line, and I think some left the market and some hard to get. All right, but they came up with something, and yeah, I was really wondering about that one. So let's see. And if you see the whole thing, so a nice tin art, yeah, perhaps a bit, I don't know, conventional perhaps, but so they say it's heat fermented Virginia tobacco and roasted barley, flavored with Scottish whiskey. All right, sounds pretty much the same than the Larsen tobacco. And who could really be wondering about that? So, Peterson. But we all know Peterson. They don't do this stuff in Ireland or something like that. It's done by Scandinavian Tobacco Group, and they're just two suspects. One would be Larsen, and the other one would be Orlik. And since we see the tin, and we all know the Larsen tins and how they handle things and how they do tobacco, pretty sure it's Larsen. So Larsen, 2020, coming up with a tobacco with whiskey. Same thing here for Peterson. Sounds pretty much the same. So tin note. Oh, these tins, I don't know. There was a time when those tins were easier to open. Let's just say that. Show you the tobacco. One of those where I have I don't know, here, a sample tin. Doesn't mean company is so, I don't know. Let's just, on Ronny's bill. Let's see if camera can handle that. Alright, well you see it's nothing so special about it. Yeah. So the tin note. The tin note is a mixture of fruity and creamy components. Hard to find out really. Hard to find out really what it is exactly. So maybe there's a hint of orange, vanilla, caramel perhaps. On a second whiff, I think it's pretty heavy, kind of butter caramel note, but no whiskey, that's for sure. Just to make sure, I hand that over to my expert off camera.
Orange, yeah.
Yeah.
Der heißt Whisky?
Yeah.
Mit dem Deckel?
Yeah. No, it's not named whiskey, but they say there's whiskey in it. And they say Scottish whiskey. So we should detect Scottish whiskey.
Orangenlikör vielleicht.
Perhaps we think it's more Irish whiskey. Yeah, well, Peterson. Strange enough, Peterson, North Dublin, coming up with a Scottish flavored tobacco. Why shouldn't they flavor with Irish whiskey? Anyway, there's no whiskey. That's just my point. All right. Thanks. Anyway, guys, the taste there's nearly no chemical note on first light, if not started too hot. Well, that's the thing that we sometimes have. We all know that if you just go too hard on the tobacco and it's a heavy aromatic, you might get some chemical notes. Now, if you want to avoid that, be careful with that. Perhaps you use a match, not a lighter. That would be would probably do the trick. Don't do it crispy, like Mike used to say. Yeah, creamy notes coming up after the first light. Just slightly underlined by tobacco notes, which is a good thing, which really is a good thing. And the tobacco is still detectable, so that's really good. If you really search for the tobacco, so if you, well, it's a heavy aromatic, but you can still find those tobacco notes, and the aroma can stand up to the end. So, price, 23 euros. Well, that's not much compared to those other tobaccos. And that's really reliable quality here, what we have. So conclusion, if you so you won't go wrong if you give this one a shot. If you're looking for something reliable for the season time, for Christmas time and so on, you won't go wrong with that. Same with the Larsen. So the Larsen and the Peterson, so you can go with that. Again, same thing here, nothing to write home about, no tobacco you want to stick to for the rest of your life, not the tobacco you just pack if you go on an island for the rest of your life, but that's a reliable aromatic and it's good for the season season is over, then it's coming, well, spring tobacco's coming up again, or summer tobacco's, and then it's over. And that, I think that's all right. You can go with that. Let me just relight my pipe and have a.
Nicht, dass er eine Arbeit ausartet.
You said it. It's gonna be working then. So, we're not here for fun. All right. This is serious business. All right. Well, so number 6, that will be John Aylesbury, and this tobacco and the next tobacco. That was the reason why this video didn't come up earlier. So I wanted to go for the video for several weeks. So first off, the stuff already came up 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was waiting for mainly for 2 suspects, and they turned themselves in. I think last week. That was mainly the Peterson and the Larsen I was waiting for. But then yesterday, 2 other suspects I was waiting for, they turned themselves in, and that was the John Aylesbury group. They normally produce 2 tobaccos, so one is especially some kind of Christmas stuff, one is some winter tobacco or whatever, or edition of the year. We're gonna see that. So we're talking now John Aylesbury edition 2020. Produced by Kohlhase. I told you we're going to come back to Kohlhase, and this is produced by Kohlhase. I'll show you the tin, or at least the outer part. So, yeah, you see the same trick here. We're not wondering, it's done by Kohlhase, so you can just get the wrapper off and you have a beautiful tin without a warning sticker now. So, what do they say about what is in that? So they say it's Virginia Burley Black Cavendish with a topping of apricot, vanilla and orange. Alright, I have a sample here. You can see for yourself. I shouldn't talk about the tin note, because actually a bag note in this case. But anyway, I guess it's the same. So, all right, let me get out of the way so camera gets that done. You see, it's shouldn't be too excited about that. Yeah, some wire cuts, some broken stuff, some black Cavendish, but black Cavendish is not that much. So, but actually I see some flake parts. Can you see that? Anyway, all right. So the tin note. The tin note is very fruity, very fruity. It's nearly citrus-like. Nearly citrus-like. Well, you know, sometimes you have some of those liquids you use in the kitchen for the cleaning, and they like to have some citrus note in that to provide some freshness, and that's some kind of same here. All right, so the taste. The taste is slightly chemical on first light. If you go too hot, so you have to go gently on that. And that's the behavior we know from many tobaccos. Anyway, we don't have to talk about that. But after a while, you get some nice fruity notes, but nearly a bit spicy. Not just like the underlying spiciness of an orange or citrus. Yeah, if you go slow on that, you're going to detect that. So there's not too much tongue bite on that, but also Yeah. No waffles, no nothing, no creamy component here. Fruity components dominant. So, price is €24.50. Pretty fruity. That's what be my conclusion. Pretty fruity. Nevertheless, it's a quite reliable, heavy aromatic. Standards taste nearly up to the ground of the bowl. Just within the last 10%, you might be in trouble. Find yourself in trouble, especially if you go too hot on that. But just in the last 10%. So, which brings me, last but not least, we have another John Aylesbury, and that will be a John Aylesbury Winter Edition. I like the tin, to be honest. Just show you that. Take a look at that. I like that. I don't know, simple, but. So, also produced by Kohlhase, we're not wondering about that. So they say it's Black Cavendish, Golden Virginia, and Virginia Flake. So by naming Black Cavendish as the first component, my guess is they use a lot of Black Cavendish. So let's take a look at that. What do I have? All right. So winter 2019. So when they say it's winter 2019, excuse me, so when they say it's winter 2019, doesn't mean that should be smoked until January, because in January that will be winter 2020 then, I guess, or is winter 2020 just from the beginning of, I don't know, December 2020. Anyway, that's alright, let's put that aside. So, Black Cavendish, Golden Virginia, Virginia Flake, and actually, there's really Virginia Flake in there. So you can really find that. It's easy to find. There's a lot of stuff in there. Oh, look at that. So, pretty good. So, they say there's a topping of cherry almond, and a hint of freshly baked waffles. The tin note. So the tin note, from all the tin notes, this may be the most interesting tin note for me. Why is that? So it's rather natural, and I was surprised by that. So you're not hit by a chemical note, you're not hit by a heavy aromatic. I don't know, it is an aromatic, but it's rather decent. So, and that was surprising for me. So, I was really excited about this tobacco. Cherry is hard to find in the tobacco. Almond nearly not detectable. So I don't understand those companies, especially this year. We have a lot of descriptions on the tin, but they don't really seem to fit, or perhaps just me. So, but I didn't catch a cold or something. So I don't know. Perhaps I just can't smell it. So, but in this case, I think it's a good thing. So we all know that cherry likes to be dominant. It could be aggressive and something like that. But that's not the case here. So hard to find cherry, hard to find almond. Waffles, I don't know, wherever the waffles are, not in the tobacco at least, and not in the tin note especially. So taste, first of all, it's not easy to light up. I was surprised by that. I was surprised to see that. Not easy to light up, and it's not easy to get the tobacco lit and to stay lit. I couldn't really believe it at first. So I was smoking 3. So that was yesterday in the evening. I was out going out in the Hotel Atlantic and the Classical Bar Lounge, and met up with some friends, and we had some drinks and some cigars and pipes, and I smoked this tobacco 3 times in 3 different pipes, and I made had the same experience over and over. It's not easy to have it stay lit, and I was surprised about that. So it's not too humid or something like that. Perhaps it's I don't know, something about the cut, or maybe about the I don't know, the flake components perhaps. Well, I'm not sure, but perhaps just me. So what about the taste? If you smoke that and you smoke that concentrate and you're focusing on it, provides very interesting notes. So natural tobacco notes still coming through, maybe a hint of coffee. That's a good thing, perhaps. Of coffee, waffle taste, maybe slightly in the back. But also with some very interesting, slightly spicy tobacco notes in the back. That would be a good thing. So price is €24.90. But my conclusion is perhaps the nearest thing to tobacco when it comes to to those 7 suspects. Nearest thing to tobacco, and I think that's a good thing in this case. Very interesting, worth a shot, although it comes with perhaps, or at least for me, comes with these slightly issues of not staying lit too good. Alright, that's mainly it. And that's about those 7 tobaccos. I'm gonna close my Christmas tale book here. But I'm not absolutely finished now. So, alright. So what's the conclusion about all these tobaccos? Let me just relax. My conclusion is, so if you want to go with something really interesting, it should be one of those special edition tobaccos. I think the John Aylesbury Winter Edition, so the last tobacco, that's really interesting. If you can't get it, my guess is the John Aylesbury tobacco is not easy to get all over the world. If you can't get it, you probably have the chance to get your hands on the Peterson, which is another good tobacco, a really good tobacco. That could be something proper. If you don't want to go with one of these tobaccos, I have 2 more alternatives. I'm not don't want to go into the details for obvious reasons. I show you that. So I brought 2 other tobaccos. So for me, myself, I'm going with this one this year's Christmas. And there's a video on the channel about darkwood scenery. Darkwood scenery done by HU. It's a United Passion tobacco. So if you're interested in that, there's a video on the channel. So you can find out what's in there and what's going on. So that would be my recommendation if you're not looking for a special edition. I know special edition. There's something about that. I know that myself, because you can't get it all the year. It doesn't stay. It's just for short moments. So there is something about those special editions. So, but if you don't want to go with a special edition, or it's not important to you, and just looking for something that's proper for Christmas, or like bakery goods, and that would be something for you. Another tobacco, if you can get your hands on that still, that would be Peterson's Special Reserve 2019. That's my I don't know, I was most surprised by this tobacco, let's say that, in 2019. I really like that. They say it's done with a kind of hickory note. Well, they put some hickory on that. That was interesting for me, because there isn't much hickory tobacco here on the market, and if so, quality isn't really proper. So, and this one is different, and just to make things clear, so I just put 6 tins of that down the cellar. I normally don't do things like that. So, but we all know, be careful with that. Don't put it just down the cellar. It's not properly sealed. You have to repack that. You have to put that in a jar if you want to go for that, want to sell that or whatever. So, for me, I really like it. some kind of coffee taste note. So yeah, really interesting. I was surprised by that. So that will be another alternative. But I didn't put that in the line because it just doesn't belong to those winter and Christmas tobaccos. All right, that customer's coming up here, so I better stop talking now. I don't want to disturb Ronny's business any longer. Hope you all are well. I don't have a time scale here, but I guess that video gonna be just too long. But anyway, it was a lot of tobacco, so 7 tobaccos. Hope you all have a great winter time. You have something good to chew on, and maybe good Christmas time, but I hope to come back before Christmas. So I'm just running around this day, so my apology. All right. Be well, guys, and perhaps see you again. You gonna hop off?
Danke. Okay, 20. Dankeschön. Dann noch bis später.
Ja, ich komme noch heute Nachmittag.
Und was machst du in der Zwischenzeit?
Das gleiche, wie ich immer mache. Gar nichts.
Anyway, knock yourself out.
Ja, natürlich. Nee, ich geh noch ein bisschen einkaufen. Und dann gehe ich mal ein Nickerchen machen. Beim Nickerchen habe ich immer die besten Eisfälle.
All right.
Und dort weiß ich auch viel.
You know, cameras rolling?
Okay. No clue.
No clue.
Have fun. Enjoy yourself.
We do. All right. See you soon.
Jeder macht, was er will, keiner macht, was er soll und alle machen mit.
Guter Spruch. Das ist gut gesagt, ja. Das muss ich auch sagen.
Aber was für man sonst?
All right.